right, so we're getting ready to roll. Ready to roll. Got a new setup tonight. Look who is here. Sheila's here. Hey, Sheila, how you doing? um, this is what I want to do. Get out of there. I want to change that to that. Let's go there. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm live now, so I'm going to go there. So I want to watch myself. I'm actually watching myself live. This is kind of interesting. Let's get a cough drop rolling so we can get started. Robert's here. How you going, Robert? So let's turn the volume down on this one. Michael David's here. Comment. Confirm. I'm just getting a few things set up. I'm not quite sure how to do this. I don't know how I get invited to a live. Hey, are you Michael Burry? No, I'm not. Macy's was up today. Cool. What should I do at 400 grand? Well, interesting. Sheila, how are you doing this evening? Just getting ready to get started. I got a new little setup today, seeing how it's working. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras going tonight. Alrighty. So, user 3871. I honestly couldn't tell you what to do with 400 grand. I mean, I'm going to sell something the October, November. Alrighty then. Yeah. So if you want to know what to do with 400 grand, I can't really help you out. That's basically something you got to figure out on your own. Facebook is, I have to stand way back here to be in the right place for Facebook. And that one is running awfully slow. Oh, it wasn't running at all. All right, let's see how it's checking the connection. You are live. Cool. Choppy. Is it choppy? Yeah, I might have to get a better, what do you call it? Better network solution. All right. Anyway, we got a new setup today. Just like seeing how it is broadcasting remotely. Gonna get ready to get started. All that being said, let's get ready to roll. Okay, I need to. Maybe 3, 4, 7. Okay, I gotta remember that. Come on. See if that works. Okay, that works. All right, so hypothetically, a better connection now. Good. This is not working. Sorry, Dave. I'm just getting started. The feed is glitchy. All right, Sandy said hi. All right, how are you, Sandy? I'm doing just absolutely fine. So we're getting started. I'm sorry it's a little glitchy. I'm at a new location. Just want to get a feel for it, see how it's working out. So if it's too glitchy, we might have to go back to the old broadcast studio and come up with another way of figuring it out. Choppy, sorry. Yeah, I only have one bar in here. That's not a good thing. What are the other bars looking like? Is that? All right, give me a second. See if I can fix this one. No, not that one. My spectrum. There it is. Well, I wasn't quite done. Damn it. All right, it says it's working. All right, well, it says it's working, so let's figure it out. All right, let's just get moving and we'll just get started for the evening. Wow, this is weird because I got 5 cameras and they're all moving different directions. Is what it is. All right, anyway, so let's get started. Hey, everyone, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow for that safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, that 1% per week is a nice, happy 50% per year. You got too much pulling on your Wi-Fi, probably. I'll have to get a Wi-Fi booster. This way, the Wi-Fi booster will allow me to, what do you call it? Get better reception. Hey, Brandon's here. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? All right. So let's get started. What should we jump into? What should we look at today? What do I think of Tesla? Now, don't get me wrong, Edward. Tesla's a great company, but it doesn't have any dividends, so it just doesn't work for this type of trading. Now, the trading that I like to do is I like to use the dividend stocks, specifically those that have consistently increased their dividends, to get a 1% safe, secure, predictable return on a weekly basis. Now, I'm having a little bit of issue with that because Tesla doesn't have any dividends. So I honestly don't look at Tesla because it doesn't fit into my parameters. So it's always, 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 for me, going to be a no. Sorry. But what else do we got? Now, let's take a look at some of the positions we already have. So that way, some people will be able to follow along a little bit better. Everybody loves Macy's. So let's take a gander at Macy's. Okay, a year ago, Macy's was at 1607. The bottom of the year was at 1052. Correct. Top shot us 1% per week. Okay, when I say 1% per week, that comes to over 50% per year. Safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's what I'm looking to get here. Okay, so Macy's bottomed out at 1049, and the top of the year was mid-March. Wildcat Sam, I was up late last night. Your stream watching your YouTube videos. Great stuff. Thanks for the info. Wildcat Sam 29. Welcome, dude. That's what I'm here for. I'm trying to upset the apple cart. All right. So from the high of the year, way back in mid-March, well, let's look what's going on since then. So you jumped into this channel between 1820 and 1970. It just kind of goes sideways. Check it out. Okay, it's just going sideways for quite a while. Now, can somebody quickly check on YouTube to see if this is live on YouTube and make sure the sound is okay? Because the screen behind me is live on YouTube. This way you guys can take a look at the numbers on your big screen TV or on your computer, because you're not going to be able to see these little tiny numbers on your mobile device. What do I think of SO and ED? Well, so he has erectile dysfunction. That's not quite how it works. SO, I've never heard of SO, so let's take a look at SO. Wait a minute. It is. All right. ED is Consolidated Edison. Now, more than likely, Consolidated Edison is a monthly, and it doesn't actually pay the same amount as a weekly would. Now, weeklies allows me to do it 52 times a year because there's 52 weeks in a year. Yet monthlies, there's only 12 of those. So ask yourself a question. Do I want 12 checks at the end of the year, or do I want 52? Now, the numbers just work better on the weeklies because I want it safe, consistent, predictable, 1% per week. And I can't do that with a monthly optionable stock. So what is SO? Southern Company. Okay. Now, Southern Company does have weekly options. But let's take a look at Yahoo Finance and see if Southern Company and what kind of dividends they offer. Historic performance. Okay, we want to look at dividends only. And they do have dividends. Well, let's see how far back they go with their dividends, and do they increase them consistently? So that's what I'm looking for. Well, it's looking good so far. Look how steady the numbers are dropping. Now I'm going backwards. Okay, 08, 07, 06, 03, 02. Nice. All right, so a little bit glitchy the further back we go. But we're going all the way back to 82. Now 82 is 12 cents, then went to 13. So they're not consistently going up. Okay, 4. Okay, 85, that went up. Okay, now from 85 to 91, they didn't increase dividends. All right. 92 to 93, 18, and 19, 20. And look at this, it stays at 20 for a while from 97. 97 to 2001, they didn't increase dividends either. Okay, from 2001, 2003, it didn't increase. All right, so they're slowly increasing. Not bad. I think I might be able to live with it. So let's take a look at the numbers for Southern. A year ago, 73.06, bottomed out in October at 61.74, topped out last week at 83.02. Well, look what we did since April. Since the middle of April, we're at 67. Which jumps up to a trading range. Check this out, 77 to 79. Went sideways just for about a month and a half. Shot up, found the 30-day high right here. Okay. 4 days ago. Yeah, it's at a high. I don't like it being at a high, so that means no thanks. What do the numbers look like? At this moment in time, it's at 82.79. The 83s ago. Yeah, the numbers just ain't there. Sorry. And like I said, ED is a monthly. That's going to be a no. I'm listening on YouTube. All right. Tesla is a no. You're correct. NVDU. Never heard of it. NVDU. Yeah, it's an ETF. ETFs usually never make it. because it's a monthly again. Take a look. You know, what am I going to do with a monthly? It pays 12 times a year. That's it. So I'm going to get it what, 12 to 24% per year? No thanks. I prefer to do the weeklies. Weeklies pay 52 times a year, and that usually always comes to over 50% per year for me. Hey, Hollywood. Hollywood just showed up. Way to go, Hollywood. Nobody over here on Facebook yet. Instagram, we got a couple people over there, Brandon and Nancy. Way to go. All right. Let's move along, move along. All right. So we were looking at, before we got interrupted. Hell, what were we looking at before we got interrupted? Wade's here. Go weeklies. I like TikTok setup better than YouTube. Yeah, me too. I just wish I could get the numbers better on TikTok. Hollywood. If he's from Colorado. As if he's from Colorado. Okay, that's funny. Hello from Chicago. Way to go. Ask, are you good? What are good weeklies? Ooh, I like weeklies. Oh, that was a good one. All right. Thank you. What are good weeklies? Oh, good weeklies. I like Macy's. I like Nordstrom's. I like Kohl's. I like AT&T. I like AIG. So let's keep working. Let's keep going forward. Now, we were looking at something before we got distracted by Verizon. Okay, Verizon, VZ. Look at that big drop Verizon had. Now, we talked about this the other day because I love big drops. I do. Simone from San Jose, California. Yeah, LA's from LA. LA Sound Waves. All right. So Verizon, 38.89. So we'll be looking at the 39s. And the 39s are going for 24. That's not 1%. Don't get me wrong. I like Verizon, but look where she is. Okay, a year ago we were at 34.36. Bottomed out in the beginning of October at 30.28. From there we got a double top at 43.33. Now from there, look what she's been doing. She's been channeling sideways. Last 30 days, we should be looking at the 23rd. Here we go. 30 days ago, we opened up at 40.39. From there, she shoots up to a 30-day high, which was last Thursday. Friday was a down day. Okay, we gapped down on Monday, and we even dropped down again Tuesday. However, the bottom on Monday was 38.70. The bottom today was 38.72. So not quite as low as yesterday, but still low. But it's not giving us the 1% that I like. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Verizon. Verizon is a good, strong company. I have no problem whatsoever buying Verizon and holding on to it. Because remember, let's get the disclaimers out of the way. Now, this freaking phone just does not want to charge at all. Okay. Cord. All right, I'm just going to unplug this damn one and plug in my main phone, because if my main phone goes down, you guys are all SOL. There we go. All right, let's plug this one in back here. Seeing if it's doing anything back here, hypothetically speaking. All right, we'll check that in a little bit, see if she actually charges. That's supposed to be my my next phone for the next computer. All right, FAT, PHAT. Why are we looking at PHAT? Do I sell options? Verizon. All right, so we're looking at Verizon. Verizon just doesn't seem to do the number. Ethan, yes, I do sell options. Carson, roughly how many positions do you enter weekly? What days do you enter? Now, Carson, I usually enter on a Monday. Very rarely will I jump in on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, or Friday, but it all depends on what the positions look like. And at this moment in time, I've got 6 different accounts. I share 2 of them publicly. Okay, so the ones I share publicly, I think I have 6 positions in one and 5 in another. Depending on the amount, cash available Mondays, Fridays. Fat. What the heck is PHAT? Yeah, that's going to be a no. Seriously, it's a monthly. Right? Phantom Pharmaceutical. Never heard of it. Main Street Financial. I'm going to say no now because Main Street Financial is a monthly. Now, when I say it's a monthly, that means there's only 12 covered call strike options that I'm able to do. That's a no. That's right, Hollywood. Big fat no to Maine, because Maine has options that are available once a month. Once a month means only 12 times a year. 12 times a year, that's not quite what I'm looking for. I'm looking for consistency. Weekly option money. The only way to do that is with a weekly option, not a monthly. Whoa. KELI? Yeah, no. GM. Let's take a look at GM. I love GM. Okay, interesting. GM 4663, the 4650s going for 51 cents. Take 13 off that ain't gonna work. The 47s ain't gonna work. Yeah, General Motors ain't gonna work. Numbers just don't look right. Maine's always gonna be a no. KELI, never heard of it. Yeah, can't find that symbol. So usually that means no. JEPI, that's always been a no. Every time somebody asks about JEPI, it's a no. Again, it's a monthly, which means I can only do it 12 times a year. 12 times a year means it's only going to give me 12 to 18% per year. If you're okay with that. Neil, you want to look at MPW? I love MPW. Now, MPW, check it out. It's at 496. Love it. Now, I actually do have some MPW. All right. Now, if you take a look at the chart, 5 things I want to see when I look at the chart. Where's the high? Where's the low? Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Because this is the 1-year chart. That's what I want to see. Yeah, Neil. The last traded price was 497. Okay, so the last traded price on MPW was 497. The current price is 496. What does that usually mean? If they're both lower, the bid and the ask, the market maker's trying to push it down. Okay, great. You're good over here, Wildcat. All right. That's over on Instagram. Way to go. All right, so ALB. Sheila, you want to take a look at ALB? Well, let's finish up with MPW first before we jump over to ALB. All right. All right, so MPW is currently at 496. The 5s, which is the closest strike price. Remember, I always like taking a look at what can I buy it for at the moment. Well, that's the ask price right up there. Okay, you get the bid and the ask. The ask price is 496. The closest strike price is going to be the 5. And it's offering 7 cents. I know 7 cents doesn't sound like a lot of money, but 7 cents per share is more than 1% when you're buying a stock at $4.96. Let's find out what it is exactly. Find out what it is exactly. We get our calculator out, clear that, put our 7 cents in there, and we divide it by the purchase price, 4.96. It comes to a grand total of 1.4% for the week. So that's the question you need to ask yourself. Do I like MPW? it's going to give me a 1.4% return for the week. Now, I like safe, predictable, and consistent trading. Okay, for that, I use the dividend stocks that have consistently increased for 20 years or more. Because if they're consistently increasing their dividend payments to their shareholders, that basically means that they are consistently profitable for a minimum of 20 years. All right. So I do like ALB. Look at the last 90 days. We had a high at 654. We bottomed out on the 2nd of July at 392. So from there, she shoots up. Well, great. She's been up for the last 3 weeks. Let's look at the last 30 days. Okay, so here's the last 30 days. Now, I do own MPW. However, I don't see it continuing to go up. I see it eventually finding its top, turning around, selling, and coming up with its bottom somewhere. But I feel like she's going to turn around any day now. No, I'm into it at 496. Wow, that's weird. I'm into 496, and I did sell the 5s. Okay, I got a nice premium off it. Why not? All right, next on the list, ALB. ALB, Albemarle. That's the only one I actually lost money on this week, or this year. GM got hammered today, yep. Oh. J Mills Photo, Glad, Main, and Gain. No, no, and no. If you want me to take a look at them in a second, I'll show you why it's a no, no, and no. But let's take a look at ALB first. Okay, ALB, great company. I have actually bought it in the past. At this moment in time, we're at 91.59 if I want to buy it. So 91.59, the closest one's going to be the 92. And the 92 is, you can see it, it is more than 1%. So if we're looking for a 1% trade, remember, buy the stock at a certain price, sell a covered call against it, collect the premium as long as that premium is 1% or higher. That way you can get a 1% every single week. And that's what I'm looking to do. All right. A year ago, Albemarle was at the high at 218. Okay, and just recently, she found its bottom 2 days ago on Friday. So Monday it was up. Today it was down from yesterday, but still higher than it was on Friday. So you could hypothetically call it for two up days, because today did close higher than it did on Friday. I'm not quite sure how you want to play that, but it is what it is. Now, what does Albemarle usually do this time of year? And to find that out, we're going to jump onto the seasonality chart. Now, the seasonality chart, if you're not familiar with them, well, the blue line represents the movement this year. Far to the left is January 1st. All the way to the right is December 31st. So what's the whole year? Okay, January 1st, December 31st. Now, what we're looking at, the blue line, is the movement so far this year. Here's where we are right now. This is the blue line. The red line represents the average movement for the past 10 years. Okay, so 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, so on and so forth. All right. So what I want to see is, I want to see this little area right here, because here's July, here's August. Okay, I want to see that little area right there. So I take my mouse, click it right there on the little dot, bring it to the right, and see for the next couple of weeks. You can't really mistake that. That is trending to the upside for the next couple of weeks for Albemarle. Well, good. That's historically. Does that mean it's going to do that? No. All that means is that's what it's done last year, the year after the year after the year after, averaged out over a 10-year period. That's the movement. Now, I want to go back to my normal chart. And here's the last 30 days for Albemarle. See where we are way over here 30 days ago? Okay, around the 93 area, way over there. Shoots up. Here's the 30-day high way over there at 102.53. She drops and finds the bottom on the 9th, the previous 30-day bottom, and that was 90.20. 29, shoots back up and drops back down. And Friday was the new 30-day bottom. Okay, and that was 89.97. Yesterday was an up day. Oh, look at that. I got me something happy. Thank you, whoever that was. So that's what I think about Albemarle. Okay, it's getting over 1%. If you like, so the very first question you need to ask yourself is, do I like Albemarle? ALB. Live stream restrictions for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason violates community guidelines. Well, imagine that. I didn't mean to insult anyone. Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Your live is not eligible for recommendations and restricted in search for 10 minutes because you may be promoting a brand, product, service. The restriction will be removed once you turn on the content disclosure setting. Huh. Okay. Content disclosure settings. Disclose live contents. Tell viewers that this live promotes a brand, product, or service. You could be representing yourself or collaborating with another brand. Okay. Well, alrighty then. Content disclosure setting is on. Well, imagine that. I have no idea what that means, but they just wanted to know who I am and what I'm doing. All right. Is what it is. Get up, play by the rules. Alrighty then. So that's Albemarle. Let's jump in, take a look at J Mills. Want to look at GLAD. GLAD. No. Monthly means the numbers just don't work. It just doesn't pay. Main. Monthly. No. It means the money just doesn't work. GAIN. GAIN. Again. No. So when I said no 15 minutes ago, because I've seen these before, they're monthly optionable stock, which means is I can only do a covered call 12 times. If you're okay with that, hey, great. Because 12% return is not bad as compared to some of the crap that's being offered. All right, you can do 4. I haven't heard from you in a while, dude. How have you been? You want to look at PENN, huh? PENN. Okay, it's got some weeklies. Interesting. Let's take a gander at how often they do their dividends. PENN. 0 dividends 2014. So why are we looking at it? You can do 4. Why are we looking at PENN if they don't have any dividends? I'm a little lost. You've been here long enough to know. Boomba! You want to take a look at Citigroup. The big C, Citigroup. Interesting. Take a look at the chart. It's really close to the high. Now it went from 38 9 months ago to 68. That's almost doubled in price. If I own 3,000 shares, can I just sell a covered call on 30 contracts? Yeah, you can. PENN was worth looking at 5 years ago. Well, alrighty then. Hargett, but his program of capturing 1% per week for the premiums, you can do that with 100 grand. Yes, you can. All right. So Citigroup, let's take a look at that one. I'm not 100% sure I like where it is at the moment. Let's look what the high is. There's not a lot of profit that has been taken from the high to where it is currently. It's got a long way to go still, in my humble opinion. Last 30 days looks something kind of like this. Okay, your 30-day bottom way down here. Let's do it this way. Way down here is a 30-day bottom at 59.29. See the chart way over there? 59.29. She shoots up and the high is 67.86. Yeah, she's still coming on the downside. Sorry. Big man's coming. Oracle. ORCL. 143.11. Now, interesting thing about Oracle, a little too high at the moment. If I own 3,000 shares, can I just cover it? Yep, you can. Ran out of cash for MPW. Sorry about that, Hollywood. All right. If I'm looking at Oracle correctly, 142.90. So it means we're looking at the 143s, and they're just barely getting you 1%. Fine. But look where it is. Right? The last 30 days. Okay. 30 days ago, we opened up at 143. By the 25th, we have a 30-day bottom. Okay. Now, she went up, she pulled back, she went up again, made a 30-day top at 146, dropped on the 18th to come up with a new 30-day bottom. Check it out. 137.16. 3 days to the upside. Well, she gapped up today. There is a possibility she could continue going up tomorrow and the next day. But I'm thinking by the end of the week, she probably should start turning around and start looking at profits again. Now, what does it normally do this time of year? Look at seasonality for that one. The next couple of weeks, this seems to be flat, not going anywhere. I like not going up, not going down. A nice, smooth, steady pace to the side. MPW, biggest client who was month behind, just sold and will be able to pay the rent. Alrighty then. Carson, IVP or ZAP. You really got to be kidding me with some of these things you're coming up with. IVP. Yeah, no options. That's a no. Sorry. ZAP. Yeah, no options either. That's another no. Now, Carson, when I say I want 20 years of increased dividends in any stocks I look at, well, that's one. Secondly, I want weekly options. This company, ZAP, has no options at all. So it's going to be a big fat no. Now, to trade options, you have to apply with your broker. Covered call is the lowest tier. It's also the safest trading strategy there is. Is CMG ready for entry? Oh, we talked about this one yesterday, CMG. Now, I normally don't do CMG, which is Chipotle. Well, because they don't have dividends. So why would I be looking at it? Well, yesterday, somebody had us take a look at it, and the premium was like a 4% premium. It's like, oh, everybody's talking about the stock. She's coming off of a 90-day high, all right? And it hasn't seen this price again in a long time. So a year ago, it's at 41, bottomed out at 35, had a top at 69.19. That was the middle of June. Now, take a look. All the way back to March 11th was the last time we saw 52.63. So 52.63, great. At the 52, I think we looked at the 52 60s yesterday, the 52.80s, and we're looking at 4%. And the 52.40s was looking at like 3.5%, maybe 4%. So yeah, I jumped in. Normally I don't but there's too many people, going after this stock for me to continually ignore it. So last 90 days, we have our top at 69.33. Oh, that was last 30 days, sorry. So 30 days ago, 30 days ago, we opened up at 64.30. 3 days later is our 30-day high at 66.31. You see it way up over here? Okay. And then she just keeps on coming down. Now, last Thursday was hypothetically, check it out. Last Thursday was hypothetically the 30-day bottom because Friday was up, Monday was up. Perfect opportunity to jump in, take advantage of it. But no, today she drops down and makes a new 30-day bottom. Kind of messes everything up. It happens. All right. Sheila, you want to look at Capital One Finance? You're picking some good stocks, Sheila. COF, Capital One Finance. It's going to be a no because it's too close to the 30-day high. You see it way up over here? Way up over there. That's too close to the 30-day high. I'd say another week or so before we jump in on that one. Sorry, kiddo. 145. The 145 is going for 350. Okay, that's over 2%. If you like Capital One Finance where it is, because where it is now, she's highly susceptible to profit taking. Okay, so 30 days ago we opened up at 137.04. 3 days later, we're at the 30-day bottom on the 27th. See the 27th right here? And then from there, she shoots on up for the 30-day high, which was 4 days ago, 153.35. And 3 days to the downside, well, we're sitting at 145.50 at the moment. All right. Sorry, Sheila. I'd say a couple more weeks while she comes back down again. All right. Caleb and no more. All righty then. VNO. Vino. VNO. The Realty Trust. And it's a no. Sorry, Caleb. I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay. All right. James, how long does it take to learn your strategy? Do you have a book that covers this? El Derecho de Vivir en Paz. Interesting name. I hope I pronounced that right. Sounds like a hatchet job going in there. What is that name? It doesn't take that long. Remember, it was created for a 9-year-old. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose. I created it for a 9-year-old little girl. So that's what it needed. It needed to be simple, safe, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Now, there's 5 rules that run along with it. Rule number 1, never buy something you do not want to hold for the long term. Okay? 2, never sell at a loss. 3, make sure the company has increased dividends. I personally like 20 years of increased dividends. Monthly options just don't make the same amount of money. In my humble opinion, monthlies are a waste of my personal time. If you guys want to do them, hey, more power to you. I just don't like them because the premiums aren't as good as the weeklies. Okay, weeklies, I can get 52 premiums a year. That 52 premiums a year is over 50% per year. So why would I possibly looking at a monthly that doesn't get the same amount of return? It just doesn't make sense to me. All right. Next on the list, D wants to take a look at Dell. Dell it is. I like Dell. I actually own some Dell at this moment in time. So Dell at this moment in time is 125.20. All right. The 125s are going for 275. That's over 2%. Well, I like over 2%. 2% a week, it's over 100% per year. Okay, I like 2% a week. My goal is 1% a week, but if you're going to give me 2, I'll take it. Twist my arm, I'll take the 2%. All right, so a year ago, we're at 52.87. We topped out at 180. Did you hear that? A year ago, we're at 52. Top of the year so far this year, so in less than a year, this thing has tripled in price. Tripled in price in less than a year. Why the hell wouldn't I want to buy that stock? Well, let's take a gander from the top all the way back at the end of May. Big gap down. Last 30 days, right about here. Okay, so here's the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we opened up at 143.31. Okay, fine, 130, 143. A couple weeks later, on the 9th of July, check it out, the 9th of July, we're at the 30-day high. Well, what happens after a 30-day high? Well, if you've been following me long enough, you know on a 30-day high, well, there's going to be profit taking and the stock comes down. Okay, so you had a high at 150.29. The stock drops all the way down to the new 30-day bottom on the 18th, which was last Thursday. See it right there? That's last Thursday. Friday was an up day. Monday was an up day. Today, she pulled back. Don't know why. Now I actually have some Dell. How that's going to affect mine? Well, I'll find out in the morning when I actually look at it. I'm not going to look at it at the moment. All right. Now, what does Dell normally do this time of year? This time of year, normally, Dell looks pretty flat. Looks like it's not going anywhere. All right, so that being said, famous DYL. Walmart is a monthly dividend, but curious, what are your thoughts with consumer staples moving higher? All right, well, famous Dill, DYL. Let's take a look at Wally World, and I'll give you my breakdown, WMT. Now, Walmart is a big fat no at the moment. The reason why it's a no is look where the high is. The high was 2 days ago. Okay, I don't do the thing, and the thing is buying it at a high, waiting for it to go higher. If it was worth more than 71.50, it would have went up to 71.50. But at this moment in time, the high of the year is 71.35. Okay, Monday was a pullback, and today was a pullback. So apparently, we, the buyers and sellers, don't think it is worth 72. If it was worth 72, it would have been up. It takes about 30 seconds to learn the strategy. Yeah, basically, it's all it does take. Doc wants to look at Mara. Doc, how are you today? MARA. Mara's at 2163, so we're looking at the 22s. Holy cow, is that right? The 22s would be going for over 3% if you like Mara. But let's take a look at it. Joshua, do I use Interactive Broker? No, I do not. Sorry, I use Thinkorswim, which is through Charles Schwab. All right, so let's take a look at Mara. Mara a year ago, 1625, bottomed out at the end of September at 722. 722. Okay, the end of the year takes us to 31.33, tops out at the end of February at 34.13. So that's the high of the year, 34.13. Okay, so for the last couple of months, this thing's been channeling sideways between 18.50 and 21.50. Okay, fine. Last 30 days, this is what we're looking at. 30 days ago, we opened up at 1993. Okay, 1 day later, on the 24th, we have our 30-day bottom at 1837. She goes up, pulls back, and shoots on up to the 30-day top, 2136, and that was on the 17th, about a week ago. From there, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to the downside. This thing, sorry, Doc, this thing looks like it's going to continue coming down until it challenges that 30-day bottom, in my humble opinion. Now, I have been wrong many a times. Don't listen to me. Do your own research. What I'm saying is purely entertainment whatsoever. Okay? I'm not an accountant. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not a trader. I'm not a professional trader. Well, what was I going to say? I'm not a money manager. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm none of those things. I'm the crazy guy that lives down the street, around the block, through the corner, whatever. Okay, just a guy down the street. That's it. Some crazy random guy on YouTube. Anything I say, it's your responsibility to double check to make sure it's accurate and it's correct. I'm just reading the numbers as I see them. Okay, when I pull out a chart and I do that, the numbers are what the numbers are. The chart is what the chart is. 30 days ago, it was here. Last week, it was up there. Now you got 5 days to the downside. Well, it's pretty obvious. I can get a third grader to do the same thing. Oh, look here. It went down, it went up, it went down, it went up. It came back down again. Yeah, I can get a third grader to show you that. It is up to you to actually do your own research. Question number one, always, always, always question number one, never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Do I like Mara? And do I like Mara at 2163? It's a very simple question. Do I like Mara at 2163? All right, I'm saying no only because she's in a downturn. Maybe next week, Mara might look good, but at this moment in time, it is what it is. ExxonMobil. RoJ87 wants to look at ExxonMobil. 113.41. Check it out. Is the price right there. 113.41. So the closest strike price is going to be the 114s. That's only going for 71 cents, not even close to a 0.5%. So if you want 0.5% per week, 0.5% per week comes to 26% per year. It's not that bad if that's what you're okay with. All right, I missed some questions. Oh boy. All right, James, do you have a book that covers that? Yes, I do. TSLA, it's going to be a no. Mara, please. We already looked at Mara. Famous, yeah, yes, I guess. That's a no. Hope Dell is making the H pattern. Dell, did we already look at Dell? I'm not seeing an H pattern there. Is what it is. Gallant, want to take a look at QCOM. QCOM. All righty. Would you believe this is the first time I'm going to need to do this? I'm going to throw in a video for you guys because I got to use the bathroom. I haven't used the bathroom since I've started this. That's only 2 minutes, damn it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by 10-Minute
I'll be right back. I use the bathroom.
Dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. And those are companies that have increased their payments to the shareholders for a minimum of 20 to 25 years. Now, let me explain to you briefly, what do I mean by a no-risk trade? Well, here we go. General Motors, it's been in business for over 100 years. Okay. Last year, this time, 52 weeks ago, we're at 37.05, and today we're at 35.01, just right about the same place. Now, over the year, we had a high at 43.86, and we had a low at 26.61. So right now, we're somewhere in the middle. Now, what I mean by no risk, at this moment in time, we have a bid of 35.01 and an ask of 35.23. If I bought it right now at 35.23, I can sell somebody the right to buy it from me at 35.50. See the strike price right here, 35.50, and I can sell it for 44 cents. What does that mean? That means anytime between now and the expiration of this option, someone can buy it from me for more than what I paid for it. I don't see a risk there. Now, the 44 cents per share, that is more than 1% for the investment that I'm making. Now, worst case scenario, if General Motors goes bankrupt, which who knows, they could, but it's over 100 years old. They've seen a lot going on in the economy. And if she goes bankrupt and they liquidate, the liquidation value of General Motors is $44.78 per share. Okay, that's roughly the last time I checked. But if the book value is higher than the current stock price, absolute worst case scenario, liquidation value is you're getting more money than what you paid for it. So the only risk that I see is that if I bought it at 35.23 and I sold it for less than what I paid for it, then it's my own fault. Other than that, there's no risk. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk. You guys have a great day.
Whoa. Hate when that happens. God. All right, got another microphone, so hypothetically this one should be working. Let's check it out. USB camera. All right, USB camera is working fine. It's right over here. That ought to be fine. So let's get rid of this. Okay, that one's not working either. So we'll have to use the microphone on the camera. All right, that should be better. Sorry about that. Just bought 200 stock of AGD. Hector, how are you doing today? AGD, you say, huh? AGD. It has no options, so I honestly can't help you out with that one. That one would never make my personal list. My hair's a mess. All right. Hey, look at that. Much better. All right. Boomba. Look at the website. He posts all my trades. That's what I do. AAP. Advanced Auto Parts. 6035. 6035, I'll be looking at the 60s or the 61s. They're both, the 60 or the 61s are both paying over 1%. Great, we'll do the math. Which one is a better trade? Me personally, I like the 60. I like safe, predictable, consistent. Now, let's take a look at the chart. A year ago, we opened up at 71.63, bottomed out in the end of October at 48.34, topped out in the end of March. Check it out, the end of March. But look what she did. Jump down, retrace, jump down, retrace. Look where we are now. That thing's looking for a new bottom. It's going to turn around to the upside. So if you like advanced auto parts, let's take a gander at it. The last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago was the 30-day high. 2 weeks ago, right, 30-day high was 66.08. Right, 30-day bottom 2 weeks ago on the 9th of July. That was 57.83. She retraces to 64.90. 1, 2, 3, 4 days to the downside. Check it out, 4 days to the downside. Here we are right now. We're searching for a new bottom. Okay, well, once you find the new bottom, perfect opportunity to jump in. Well, there you go. There you have it. I would wait for it to go, find the bottom, turn around, go back to the upside before I jump into it. But that's me. I like to be reassured that the stock is actually turning around and going towards the upside. All right, that being said, okay, that's APA. Booba, thanks, Bama. Is it on his YouTube? I don't know about that one. What about Pfizer? We already looked at Pfizer, didn't we? PFE, we looked at Pfizer. Yeah, the 29.49s, we were thinking the 29.50s, not giving us 1%, and it's just coming off of a 30-day top. So we already figured that one out. We already said no to Pfizer for this week. Right, XOM, ExxonMobil, 131, sorry, 113.41. So we're looking at the 114.71, no. The 113's 123, yeah, no. Neither one of us is giving it a good number, and look where she is. She's coming down off of a 30-day top, 3 days to the downside. Okay, so not quite there. All right, so that's ExxonMobil. That's not yet. What platform am I using? I'm using Thinkorswim. It popped 20%. Okay, Neil. Waiting on Johnson & Johnson. Okay, J&J. 152.35. The 152.50s. Yeah, those premiums just aren't there. Sorry, just not feeling the premiums. And this is not good. My stomach is starting to go upside down, which means I'm going to have to take another break. Damn it. Shit. Oh, fuck. All right, so no to Johnson & Johnson at this moment in time. Comcast. We'll take a quick gander at Comcast. All right, you guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to reboot for a while. I need to take a quick break because this is not working for me. My stomach's just awkward. So give me a minute. I'll be back on. What's it called? Something for that. Okay.
And I think it's just, I'm making the toilet water.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so pretty.
Alright, let's see if we can do this back on again. Alright. Come on. Alright, so let's try this again. Alrighty, so back again. Yeah, well, it happens. The older you get, things start to break down. Oh, my goodness. Well, right. I want to do something. What do I want to do? I want to get out of there. Get out of there. Come on, I don't want that. I want to go there. Here we go. I want to get out of that. I want to get out of that. And then I want to go to here. And here we go. Alright, that works. That's hot. Alright, let's keep moving forward. Alright, so we looked at Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson's going to be a no. Jacob joining back in again. Sorry about that, you guys. It happens. BXSL. Really? BXSL. Blackstone. Yeah. Sorry, that's going to be a no. Monthly optional stocks. I don't like monthly optional stocks. I'm not quite sure. How do I explain in a manner in which you guys will understand consistently? Oh, damn it. When I say I like dividend stocks, specifically dividend stocks that consistently increase their payments to the shareholders, then they got to have weekly options. Because see this here, this monthly option thing, it doesn't work for me. Because I can only do it 12 times a year. And 12 times a year, Jessica King, with due respect. Uh-oh, Jessica King has something to say. What's up, James? What are we investing in this week? Well, basically a lot of the same stuff. CF. Consolidated Freight. $70.50. The 71's going for 45. The 70's going for 95. Take 50 cents off that. It's just not worth it. Terribly sorry. CF, the numbers just aren't working. Take a look at what we can buy it for. $70.50. The 70 is going for 95. Take 50 cents off that. What are you getting? 45 cents? Yeah, that ain't gonna work. The 71 is getting 45 cents. Yeah, that ain't gonna work either. Sorry, CF is gonna be a no. BBSI. Really? BBSI. BBSI. Barrett Business Services. Big fat no. Two reasons. Number one, it's a monthly. Number two, it's at the all-time high of the year. Yeah, I don't do that. 86, what's happening? Siri, huh? Take a look at Siri. Siri, 375. The 350s are going for 23. That's not going to work. The 4s are going for 6 cents. Now, you may think that 6 cents is not a lot of money, but 6 cents on a $3.75 stock, well, let's bring up the calculator and find out what kind of return that is. They clear that, 0.06 divided by the purchase price, 3.75. It comes to a grand total of 1.6%. So I like 1.6%. Yeah, so that's just the numbers. That doesn't tell us anything about the chart. So let's take a quick look at the chart before we do anything else. All right, and Sheila, we're going to look at IBM in a second. Let's finish up with Siri. Okay, Siri a year ago topped out at 693, dropped down to 350, shot back up to 580. Now we have our new bottom of the year at 245. Take a look at that. 245. 30 days ago, we opened up at 286. Very next day at 625, which was at the 25th of June, we had a 30-day bottom of 261. 261, that's a low price. Okay, so from there, she shoots up, gets a 30-day high at 417, drops back down to 312, shoots back up to 406, drops back down to 320. Now we're sitting at 380. This baby looks like she's going to drop back down again, especially with that big jump up today. So we'll take a look at what happens tomorrow. But I do own some Siri, so we'll see how it works out. Now, IBM for Miss Sheila. IBM 183.99. Okay, the 185s are going for $5. The 187s almost $4. The 190s $3. Oh yeah, this is way up there. Nice. A year ago, 139.52. That's where we were. We bottomed out the end of October at 136.41. Okay, here's our top right here, the middle of March at 199. From there, she just keeps on dropping. Let's take a look at the last 30 days, because I find the last 30 days to be very important for me. 30 days ago, we opened up at 175. 3 days later, we're at the 30-day bottom, and that's at 170.41. Okay, last Thursday, we have our 30-day top. It is what it is. I mean, look at the chart. There's the 30-day top right there. Friday was down. Monday and Tuesday are both up from Friday's low. Friday's low was 181.85. Monday was up. Tuesday was up. Which direction is it going? I'm not 100% clear on this one, because you got a bottom after a 30-day top. Okay, the 30-day top, you can't argue with it, was the 18th. Very next day, right, the 18th was 189.67. Very next day, she's dropped down to 181.81. Okay, yesterday and today, both up. So where's it going? I honestly couldn't tell you where IBM is going. There's no real pattern here. It should hypothetically be going to the downside. We got 2 up days in a row. What does that mean? I don't know. So let's take a look at seasonality. What does IBM normally do this time of year? Well, normally this time of year, she's going to go flat for about a week, and then she's going to drop. Okay? Flat for about a week to the end of the month, and then she's going to drop down. Okay, that's just what the chart's saying. Is that what it's going to do? I really don't know. I'll have to figure out a way of turning these cameras, because they're all facing one direction and not quite getting the full picture here. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. It's a work in progress. Alright, so that's IBM. I like IBM. But you got to ask yourself the question, do I like IBM at 184? Okay, because it's close to the 30-day high, the 184. But is she coming down, or is she still going up? Look at the 30-day bottom, way down here at 170. Yeah, Me personally, I'd say thank you. I'll wait for another one. I'm not that impressed with it. All right, so next one. MS, is that Morgan Stanley? CF Word looked at, BBSI we looked at. Did you look at IBM? Yes, we did. Morgan Stanley. When you renew option, do you sometimes have to take less than 1%? Yep, unfortunately, when I renew an option, sometimes I have to take less than 1%. Glorio. Is that right? Glorio? Oh, look at all these people jumping in over there. Cool beans. How you guys over there on Instagram? Instagram world. Mr. Darrow, we looked at Abbott Labs earlier today, so we're not going to look at Abbott Labs again. Sorry. Apple. Ooh, we haven't looked at Apple yet. AAPL for Apple. 224.20. Okay. So the 225s are going for 236. That's over 1%. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. Number one, do I like Apple? Well, of course, everybody likes Apple for some strange reason. It's the stock that keeps continually going up. All right, so a year ago, Apple is sitting there at 194. The bottom of the year was in the middle of April at 163.92. Well, what has it done since then? Well, it's gone from 189 all the way to 235. Well, it's going to be profit taking. There's going to be so much profit taking. Look at it. Look at where it is. Okay? We've got a 30-day bottom down here at 190s. And she's up at 235. That's a $45 increase. If I was taking that, yeah, I'd take the profits too. I'd wait for this thing to come down further before I jump in, but that's me. Okay, Apple, we already know that Apple, if you take a look at the seasonality chart, it does nothing but continuing to go up. All right, it just keeps continuing going up from the beginning of the year all the way to the end of the year. It has great consistency if you think about it. All right, but I would wait back on Apple a little bit until she comes down a little bit further. All right. North Shore Peewee. Okay. North Shore Peewee, you want to look at AT&T. I think, did we look at AT&T today? I don't know. Let's take a gander at AT&T. All right, so AT&T is going to be a no right off the bat. Okay, look what the high is. Okay, she gapped down a little bit, and she's still going to the downside. Okay, what do the numbers look like? 1818. I shouldn't have done that. That's a bummer. All right. So at this moment in time, there you go. This moment in time, we're looking at AT&T, 1818. The 18s are going for 50 cents, well over 1%. The 1850s are going for 25%, well over 1%. So you have a 30-day high at 1933, and that was just a couple of days ago. Well, it's going to continue to keep on coming down, so you'd be asking yourself, do I like AT&T? Well, of course I do, but it's not the right time to buy. I figured another week or so after she comes down, because look where the high is, way up here. Okay, 3 days to the downside, it's going to keep on coming down until it comes closer to the 30-day bottom before she turns around again. So I'm going to let it, work itself out. Freddo, Serve, S-E-R-V. I've never heard of them. And that's a big fat no. No options at all. XLM. Can't find that ticker symbol. Renardor? Jake Dill, just joined. Was that IWM I missed? No, you missed IBM, but I don't even know there's an IWM. IWM, interesting. And those have daily options. Yeah, I don't do that at all. Jay goes, IBM. You're right. PSX. Phillips 66. Cool. 137.14. The 137's 150. The 138's 105. I like the 137's. Okay, you take 14 cents off of that, and you're looking at 133? No. 136. Okay, it's over 1%. I like it. Okay, so a year ago, Phillips was at 107.61. Great. That was the bottom of the year. She topped out at the beginning of April at 173.64. From there, she's been in a downturn. Look at the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we opened up at 137.03. A week to the upside brought us to 140. China Separa. China Separa. All right, I don't know you, dude, so I honestly can't invite you. Okay, now if you really want to join me live talking with these people, I suggest you send me a phone number, DM me with your number. I'll give you a buzz. If you contribute to the conversation, I'll be more than glad to have you on. Okay, but other than that, if I don't know you, I'm not going to invite you on the live because I don't want to talk about Amway. I don't want to talk about NASCAR. I don't want to talk about cryptocurrency. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about religion. I only want to talk about dividend investing for weekly cash flow. We're looking at PSX at the moment. We have a 30-day bottom on the 9th of July at 132. She shoots back up to hit that 30-day high again at 143. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 days to the downside. More than likely, it's not definite, but more than likely, this thing's going to continue to come back down to the 133 area before she turns around and goes back up again. So although I like Phillips 66, I'm going to want to pull back and wait a couple of days to see exactly what it does if it continues to come down. Now, all my money's already tied up for this week, so I would be looking at it for next week's potential. And it does have potential for next week because we got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have 3 days left, which could bring it down to here before she turns around and goes back up again. Because I like Phillips 66. I just don't like it at this moment. All right, so let's go back to some more questions. Morgan Stanley. All right, Morgan Stanley. Real estate flipper wants to take a look at MS Morgan Stanley 103. 103.50. The 104 is going for 78. The 103s are going for 128. You take 50 cents off of that. Neither one of these is giving me 1%. Okay? Neither one of those strike prices are giving me 1%. So Morgan Stanley today is not cutting it. Okay? A year ago we were at 93. Bottomed out the end of October at 69. Topped out at 109. Where are we now? She's coming down from that 109. She's sitting at 103. Yeah, that's too close to the high for me. Look, 30 days ago, we're way here at 94. Now she's up 109. 4 days to the downside. Yeah, that's not down far enough for me. What about AGNC? Real big hits. AGNC. 1034. The 10s are going for 31. That ain't going to make it. The 1050s are going for 2. Sorry, it's not even worth looking at because the numbers just aren't working. Sorry, AGNC's a no. Buy Apple and hold. Well, good for you. Server looked at that. AMD's a no. TSM. What the heck is TSM? Taiwan Semiconductors. TSM. Yeah. 169. Okay, new bottom, 3 days to the upside. Cool. 168.70. So we're looking at the 67.50. 415. Okay, once you do a little bit of creative math, that's over 1%. All right. So the last 30 days, what do we have here? Right there. Check that out. 30 days ago today, we opened up at 170.43. 2 weeks later, 193.47 was the high. She gaps down, finds the bottom last Thursday. Check it out. Last Thursday was the bottom on the 18th. 1, 2, 3 days to the upside. It's definitely in an upward trend. Great. You want to see one? Here is one right here. Okay. The current price 168.70. The 167s are paying 415. The 170s are paying 269. Either one of those is going to give you 1%. Me personally, I'd go with the 167.50s. Gotta just jump in, get back out. DVN. Jimmy, you want to take a look at Devon Energy, DVN. I like TSM. I do. Right, DVN. 46.02. 46.02s go from 44 to 48. You're barely getting your 1%. Okay. Unfortunately, take a look at the last 30 days before we even look at anything else. Okay, 30-day bottom. Looks like we have a double 30-day bottom, 45.51. So you get it twice right here. 30 days ago we're here, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. We'll be finding a new bottom for this thing in the next day or two. Or 3. Party Springs, how are you doing? Good evening, Farah Awan. How are you? Eli Lilly. Ooh. Eli Lilly's a little out of my price range. 876. So user 72.94. If you honestly think I have enough money to buy 1,000 shares at 876, yeah. I don't have as much money as you think I do. Okay, I like to stay on stocks under 250 bucks. Thanks, Nike. Ooh, I like Nike. I'm just gonna look at the last 30 days. We're almost at 11 o'clock. My stomach is really queasy. I'm gonna see if I can man it up for another half hour. And I'm just gonna like pass out and go to sleep for the whole night. So 30 days ago today, where are we? All right. So 30 days ago today, we have a 30-day high at 98.04. Okay. 4 days later, we're sitting at the 27th at 93.97. You see it? And then we have this big, huge drop. Big, huge drop from 93, drops all the way down to 74. Keeps on going, finds its new 30-day bottom on the 15th. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 days, very slow to the upside. So it is going to the upside if you like Nike. Okay, it's just actually that simple. The 73.29, the 73s are going for 92, the 74s not quite there. Alright, even at the 73, it's going to be tight to get that 1%. Come on. I can get that. I'm working on it. Believe it or not, I'm actually opening up a second TikTok account. And the second TikTok account is the 10-minute trader. So there's only one dividend stock talk and only one 10-minute trader. Come on. Why isn't this working? Alright, it'll work itself out. The bugs will work out. So Nike, I like Nike. Nike's a yes for me. I actually own Nike already. TJX, is that TJ Maxx? Yeah, that's going to be a no. Look how close it is way to that, to the high. Sorry. Alright, real big hits. We already looked at AGNC. That's going to be a no. Sheila, if stock price dips below break-even point, You hold so the stock rebounds, or you take a loss. Oh, Sheila, you should know that already. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Just the numbers. Okay, why isn't that working? I'm a little clueless. Let's talk about CLSK. Austin, why the heck are we talking about CLSK? Think about it. CSLK. Can't find that symbol. CLSK. Sorry, Austin. Can't find that symbol. How many shares in one stock is too much? Why? It's going to be totally up to you. Okay, totally up to you. I can't tell you what to buy. I can't tell you how much to buy. When I buy, I like to keep my trades even. So if I have a $100,000 account, it's 25, 25, 25. If I have 5 positions, it's 20, 20, 20. Trying to figure out why this is not working. That being said, let's keep on going. Oh, what's the name of your book? All right, I've written 14 books. Okay, book number 14 is not available online. That's probably the one best suited for you. But you can always start with book number 1. I don't think they're that much on Amazon. Alright, some strange reason this thing's not working. Well, that's gonna suck. Alright. CLSK is gonna be a no. Sorry, Austin. Has no dividends. EOG. EOG. EOG Resources 131. Yeah. I'm gonna look at the 125s. Even at the 125s, it's just not quite making the number. And look at this. Look at the last 30 days. Okay, we got a 30-day bottom here 30 days ago. Last Thursday was a 30-day top. We get 3 days to the downside. Yeah, this thing's going to keep on dropping until we find the bottom. Something just ain't working here. Huh. Is what it is. EOG, that is what it was. Brian, thank you for looking at PSX. Didn't we say no to PSX? Yeah, you're welcome, Brian. MetLife, Gummy, MET. MET. We're going to say no to MetLife really quick. Look at this big run up right there. And you just pull back a tiny bit. Yeah, it's got more pullback to go, in my humble opinion. Having issues with my TikTok. Here we go. Now she's ready. Alright, great. General Motors. Let's take a quick look at General Motors. Alright, so MET, look at MET first. Yeah, we already said no to MET because we got the 30-day high way up here at 77. She got 4 days to the downside. Yeah, I'm going to wait for it to come back a little bit more for General Motors. Don't get me wrong, I love General Motors. I do. Okay, a UPS. 127.20. Ooh, check out the big drop we had today. I would really like, oh my God. Is that what, am I reading that right? All right, we're going to take a deeper look at UPS. 127.20. The 127 is going for 180. You're going to get your 1% right out of that one right away. A year ago, we were at the high of the year, 193. She drops down. Today is the bottom of the year. Okay, and that is 124 and change. Okay, cool. Let's look. This May, 153. She drops down. The previous 30-day bottom was 132. All right, so the last 30 days. Here we go, look at the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we opened up at 137. Check it out. 137, she drops the previous 30-day bottom right there, 134, shoots up to make a 30-day high at 148. Big, huge drop today. Now, I'll open up the bigger chart to find out exactly what we're looking at today. Okay, so normally we have 4.8 million shares. Take a look at the bottom here. These little blue lines down here, that represents the shares that were traded for the day, right? So on average, 4.8 million shares trade on a regular daily basis at UPS. Today, 25 million shares. So she goes from 4.8, 4.7? Yeah, about 4 million shares, and she jumped up to 25 million shares. So 4 million to 25, that's 8 times the amount. Party Spring, how you doing over there on Instagram world? Cool beans. Still nobody over here on Facebook. I don't even know why I bother with Facebook. Okay, ask me. Why do I bother with Facebook if nobody ever shows up? I should just cut them right out. And they only post videos for 30 days. Yeah, probably going to say no to them. All right, so that is huge. 8 times the amount. And today was the dividend for UPS. That could very well be the answer. No? What do I know? But anyway, currently at 127.20. Is that right? The last trade was 127.68. The bid 127.12. The ask 127.20. It looks like the market maker is going to push it down even further tomorrow. Now, when you take a look at the bid and the ask and the last traded price, look up here. Where are we? Where the heck are we? Right here. Okay? Right here, the last traded price, 127.68. Okay. Net change down $17.50. That's a big drop. Okay. So the bid at this moment is 127.12. The ask 127.20. Both the bid and the ask are lower than the current price. Than the last traded price. Usually that means the market maker is going to push it down. Is that going to happen? Don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, won't we? All right. But I like UPS. But I would find out what. Now, usually, I would like to find out what's going to happen tomorrow morning with UPS. So for you guys that are in the morning trading group, tomorrow morning, remind me to take a look at UPS because I'm kind of curious where she's going to open up at. Because usually, with a big drop like this, usually there's going to be retracement. You might be able to jump in, get a quick buck. I don't know. It is what it is. All right. What do we have next? Okay, 86, we already looked at Citigroup. We did. We looked at Citigroup about an hour ago. Okay, still too close to the high for the year. See where we are? Now, we looked at this a little while ago. 30 days ago, we're at the 30-day bottom. Okay? Last Wednesday was the high. 4 days to the downside. Yeah, this baby's still coming down. Hypothetically speaking, of course. Okay? I'm not a wizard, I don't know. I'm just saying, by the way the chart looks like she's still coming down. Sherwin-Williams, SHW, that's a double no. You know why it's a double no? Well, reason number one, she gapped way up. Oh, it's a triple no. You ready for the triple no? Okay, 1, it's a monthly. 2, it's out of my price range. 3, it's at an all-time high. Yeah, no, no, and no. What trading strategy are you using? All right, TenFi. I'm using a trading strategy that I created for my 9-year-old daughter. When she was 9, she wanted to learn to trade just like her dad was trading, so I had to come up with a trading strategy. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way that she would lose. That's the 5 criteria I had to figure out how to overcome. Fine. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Rule number 3, make sure it has plenty of increased dividends. Me personally, I like 20 years of increased dividends. Rule number 4, make sure you get weekly options. I want weekly cash flow. I cannot do weekly cash flow with a monthly optional stock. Can't do it. And rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. What do I mean by the numbers? What can I buy it at? What can I sell it at? Am I making my 1%? And what does the chart tell me? Well, the chart tells me on this one right now, it's a no because it's way too high. Okay, stocks go up, stocks come down. You got a 30-day high, it's going to come down after that. Sean, you want to look at Cube? I've never even heard of Cube. Give me the Cube, boy. Is that what we're talking about? Cube's going to be a no. It's a monthly, and it's also at a 30-day high. Robert DeLucia. I asked earlier, but phone lost service. What is your rate of return? Well, here's the thing, Robert. I have 2 accounts that I share with you guys. 2. I have 6 accounts. I share 2 of them. Alright, so we come all the way down here. We'll look at all my trades for the year. Okay? And here we go. Account number 1. See it? Account number 1. The rate of return for the year, 46.1. Okay, account number 2. For the year, rate of return, 69.5. Now, I haven't finished up all the calculations for last week. Today's Tuesday. Don't ask me why. I got busy doing something. Whatever. Okay, so that's my rate of return. It's 1/4 past. And my stomach's starting to bother me. I'll see if I can actually make it. AMD's a no. Okay, what do you think about Delta Airlines? DAL. 43, yep, off the top. Okay, 53.88 was the top, and that was in the middle of May. From there, she just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. Last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're at our 30-day top. And that was 50.37. 2 weeks ago, Thursday, 30-day bottom, 7/11, July 11th. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we dropped down almost to 42. Okay, so we're at 43.52 at the moment. The 43.50 is going for 59. That's well over 1%. That should make you happy. Trip Talk Tales, but they will buy back the stocks. 5 billion. Delta Airline. Okay, fine. But as it looks at this moment in time, she's in a, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day downturn. Okay? She's going down for the last 5 days, looking for a new bottom. Once she finds a new bottom, that might be a good time to jump in. Not this week, maybe next week. Wildcat Sam. I'm sorry my phone died. I had to charge it up. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. No, not a huge amount. Alright, that being said, let's get another one going. And here we go. Alright. UPS is the lowest in 4 years. Great. FVG. Saul, what the heck is FVG? No options. That's going to be a no. TRMD. TRMD is a monthly and it's at the high of the year. No and no. Sorry, Steve. Baba Yoga. Should I buy UPS right now? All right, Y10. I really can't answer that question for you. SC8W. Really? SCHW? That's Sherwin-Williams? Oh, Charles Schwab. Okay, interesting. 65.08. The 65 is going for $1.04. All right, a year ago, Chucky was at 66.45. Bottomed out end of October at 49. Topped out. Topped out in the middle of May at 79.49. Let's look at the last 30 days. 30 days ago, we opened up at 73.36. Take a look. So sideways for a bit, tops out right here 2 Fridays ago. That was your 30-day top right there on the 12th. So your 12th of July was a 30-day top. 1 day down, gap down, gap down. 4 days to the downside. 3 days to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4 days to the upside. Okay, so the bottom was last Wednesday. Okay, Thursday was higher, Friday was higher, Monday was a green day, Tuesday was a green day. Looks like an opportunity to jump in. 65. 65 is going for 104, which is over 1%. Great, that works. All right, Denali then. All right, what about GS, Goldman Sachs, GS? Okay, it's out of my price range and it's too close to the high. Sorry. Risk to reward. Oh, you didn't want to. Risk to reward. I'm not quite sure. All right. We already looked at Delta. All right. We already looked at Goldman Sachs. All right. Now, Robert, what do you mean by risk to reward? Okay, 98% of all my money is invested at all time. I don't like risking anything. I like a sure bet. It's about as sure as you possibly can get. This is the way I look at it. I look at a good quality dividend stock company, specifically one that has increased for more than 20 consecutive years. So if they're consistently increasing their dividends over and over and over again, more than likely they are profitable. And if they are profitable for 20 years or more, well, that's where I want to put my money. Fine, that's number one. Number two, if they have a dividend coming up and within the next week or two, stocks have a tendency to move up in value just before the EX date. What do I mean by that? Well, right here's what we're looking at. This is Warren Buffett's list. Take a look at some of these stocks here. Let me go to this side. Way up here in the top corner, Ally Bank, Aon, ATVI, Wells Fargo, Capital One Finance, DHI, Siri, Louisiana Pacific Railroad, Visa, Apple, Jeffries, UPS, Kroger, Heimlich and Payne, Chevron, Moody's, DEO. I have no idea who those are, but it's on Warren Buffett's list, so it's good enough for me. Johnson & Johnson, Bank of America, General Motors, Kraft. Okay, those are the ones I'm looking at. If they have a dividend coming up, great. I want to buy them just before the dividend comes. Why? Stocks have a tendency to go up just before the dividend. So if the stock's going up before the dividend, I want to buy it 2 weeks prior. Okay, so if I'm looking at Bank of America here on the 31st, I want to go 2 weeks prior on a Monday, which would be the 14th. Okay, so if I'm buying it on the 14th, at the money, at the open, I want to sell it to someone for the same price I just paid for it using a covered call. A covered call is one of the safest trading strategies there is. You buy the stock, you sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at the exact same price I just paid for it. That premium that I collect is usually over 1%. That's how I capture my 1% every single week. Safe, predictable, consistent, 1% a week. That's how I do it. All based on the calendar and the dividend stocks. So a dividend stock that is consistently increasing their dividends to the shareholders Okay, that's what I like. They're continuously profitable. They're continuously sharing their profits. The premium that I collect is usually 1% or more. So I'm getting my 1% every single week. If I buy a stock for $100, I sell it at $100. Well, where am I making my money? I'm making my money on the premium. The premium is like an insurance payment to whoever buys it. Okay, so if I buy a stock for $100 and I put it up to sale for $100, well, someone's going to buy that option and pay me a premium, and that premium is usually 1% or more, and that's how I get my 1% per week. But yeah, Goldman Sachs, look at the last 30 days. Okay, she goes up, got our high, 3 days to the downside, and 2 days to the upside. There's a possibility that that's an invitation to jump in, but for me, it's too close to the high. Sorry, there are too many other good companies that look better than that. Don't get me wrong, it looks good, but I like something that looks better. Sorry. All right. Next on the list, we already looked at Delta Airlines. We already looked at Disney. Ooh, somebody wants to look at CLX, Clorox, another company that's over 100 years old and a dividend king. 134.68. I want to look at the 135. That's going to be a big fat no. But here's the thing. Yeah, the numbers just aren't working. The last trade was 132.56. Even if we go up to the 133s, the 133s still ain't giving me 1%. Okay, so if you like a 100-year-old company, Clorox, and not really care that it's giving you 1%, well, fine. That's a good opportunity. All right. What do I think about CRW? We already went over that earlier. That was a no. PK Redfin, pretty much, I'm pretty sure Redfin doesn't have 20 years of increased dividends, so that's going to be a no. I saw the news on Delta. Well, after what happened over this weekend, I don't think they got that mess figured out yet. Why does margin produce more? Is it because it compares only interest rates against returns? All right, Michael, usually a margin account, okay, if I'm putting in $100, the broker's putting in $100. So I double my buying power. But here's the thing. With margin money, you actually have to pay to borrow that. So if I'm paying 8% per year to borrow this money on margin, okay, so the account that I show you has $100,000 in cash and $100,000 in margin money. So now I have $200,000 to play with. $100,000 of that is borrowed money. I have to pay it back at an 8% return for the year. So if you're not making more than 8%, don't borrow it. Okay? There's a lot of risk when it comes to margin. And when you lose money, guess who loses money first? Margin money. Margin money gets lost first. No, sorry. Margin money doesn't get lost. Your cash gets lost first. So if the stock goes up, you make $2. For every dollar it goes up, you make $2. Sounds great, right? But for every dollar it goes down, you lose $2. Right? What did you say about Walgreens? I don't think we covered Walgreens so far. Let's take a look. Walgreens. Now, we've been waiting for weeks for Walgreens to find a 30-day bottom. Let's look at the last 30 days. Here we go. Last 30 days for Walgreens. 30 days ago was the 30-day high at 16.29. 3 days later, we gapped down from 15.63 all the way down to a bottom of 11.65. Now that was a big drop down. And as soon as that dropped down, sorry, something in my eye. As soon as it dropped down, of course I jumped in and bought some. It's a 100-year-old company. It's not going anywhere. You know, yeah, they're going to cut back on some of these stores, but you get rid of the stores that aren't performing, what's going to happen? Well, eventually, she's going to stop being profitable again. It is what it is. Sorry, I'm adding videos to my new website. Not my new website, my new TikTok account. So when you guys ask me how many TikTok accounts I have, I now have two. The 10-Minute Trader, which is a new one. You probably haven't seen anything on it yet. And Dividend Stock Talk. Now, there's 27 people pretending to be me on Dividend Stock Talk, but the 10-Minute Trader, it's a brand new website, so it has to have any volume to it whatsoever. I tried to click learn more about this strategy, and nothing comes up. Huh, imagine that. Let's go find out. Learn more about this simple strategy. You're right, nothing does come up. I'm gonna have to fix it. Now this is a brand new website, okay, so I think they finished it 2 weeks ago, so some of the links aren't quite working, so that link's not working. But this one's working.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk.
Okay, so that one's working, so let's get out of that. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Thanks for bringing that up to me. WATA. I have no idea what that means. Angelic. Hey, mister, what do you think about DJT going up again? All right, sorry, DJT, as much as I like the idea of free speech and what he's trying to do there, yeah, it doesn't have 20 years of increased dividends, so it's not going to be that high on my list. Good evening, everyone. Fascinating football videos here. Disney, we already did Disney. Calibri, can I missed some questions. How many days to the upside before you jump in? 2. Was that a burp? What the hell are you thinking? Sorry, Danny. You get older, things happen. Can I join a morning group with E-Trade versus Think or Swim to try the strategy? Calibri, yeah, you can, but it's a little bit harder with E-Trade, only because I'm going to be showing you how I trade with Think or Swim because it's what I've been using for the past 15 years. It was created for traders by a trader, so he was a professional trader who created the trading platform. That's what I've been using for the past 18 years. Okay, it's just a great platform. I don't know anything at all about E-Trade, but you can do it. It's really not that difficult because you're doing the exact same thing. You're buying certain stocks and you're selling options against them. So yeah, you can. How many days to the upside before I jump in? I like at least 2. Do I ever lose? Yes, I have lost once this year, and that was Albemarle. Okay, Albemarle I lost this year. Last year I had, I think, 3 losers last year. ASTS. Okay, for some strange reason, I'm going to say no to this one right off the top. Number 1, I've never heard of it. Number 2, it's at the high of the year. I never, ever, ever buy at the high of the year. All right, Halliburton. I've averaged down yesterday at the exact same price it closed today. All right, Secretary, let's take a look at Halliburton. I actually have Halliburton in a different account. 33.55, the 33.50s are going for 36. Okay, here's your 1%. Top of the year was 43.87. That was back in October. We got a double bottom once in the middle of May, and once in July. All right. Well, it looks like she's coming down a little bit from that 30-day high. Okay, take a look. 30 days ago, we opened up at 33.84. Our bottom was right here on the 10th at 32.60 on the 10th. From there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to the upside, tops off at 37.08, gaps down and keeps on dropping. Okay, so today we have a bottom here at 33. I like 2 days to the upside. So we don't know if tomorrow she's going to go down any further, but it is what it is, and it's 11:30. I'm going to continue just a little bit longer to answer these questions, and that will be it. I'm feeling a little ill today. I don't know why. Yeah. Solar powered stocks. Yeah, I don't categorize my stocks by any way, means, shape, or form. The only categorize I have for my stocks is when, okay, where is it right there? When do they pay their dividends? I put it into a stock calendar, okay? Number one, you want to take a look at the Dividend Kings. 54 companies that have increased for 5 decades. They've increased their dividends for 5 decades or more. Okay, great. Well, they're on my list. Dividend Champions, Dividend Aristocrats, both lists, Dividend Champions list and Dividend Aristocrats list, 25 years or more of increased dividends. Okay, 25 years of increased dividends. Why aren't these on your list? Okay, then you have the Dividend Contenders, 10 years to 24 years of increased dividends. Okay, I like safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. How do I do that? Well, the company has to have increased dividends and weekly options. The weekly options because I want weekly cash flow. Okay, if the company is consistently profitable through their dividends, great. That's what I'm looking for. It's 11:30. I'm not feeling very well, and I'm going to call it a night. So you guys will catch you again tomorrow. I'm going to get some rest, and hopefully whatever this is going to pass. So you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Okay. And now, and now, and there we go. Alright everyone, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10 Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks, weekly cash flow, take you along for the ride, play safe.